Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It was a toss up if I was going to come live this morning or not. It really was a toss up. It's just good morning, Tina. Good morning, Cyber Hype on avoiding eye contact. Susan, good morning. It was just a toss up this morning if I was going to come live. But I do want to discuss a couple of things that has happened this past week. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. And one of those is going to be Suzanne Morphew's autopsy results. And then the first one we're going to talk about is Shayna Feinman. Shayna Feinman. Did you get the links? What links did you send me? Did I get the links that you sent me? I don't know. I haven't checked. I haven't been on IG. I'll look and see. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rescientology. Okay, I'm gonna look. I haven't been on IG. So Shayna Feinman, this is coming from Phoenix, Arizona. Shayna Feinman went missing on March 9th. She was living on a 40-acre property with a few other people. She's 35 years old. They located her cell phone, okay, on this property that's owned by the people she's at. She's 5'4". She weighs 140 pounds. She has green eyes and brown hair. The issue is her boyfriend was with her and the property owner. There's a $10,000 reward that's going out for that. So I have this. I swap some DMs with. Okay. All right. Hi, Ann M. Good morning. So let me share my screen with you. I want you to hear. Damn it. Hold on. Let me get my screen. I had it and I just clicked off of it. Okay, Heidi. Nope, that's not it. Remove. I was looking for a picture of it and I found it, but then I found the news article, the news as well with the neighbor. Okay, that's what I want. Okay. So this is the neighbor. Now her sister's name is Kara, and she says that it wasn't unusual for Shayna to go hiking for 2 weeks or more. She said, but she has completely disappeared. Now this is over a month. She went missing on March 9th. We're now, it's almost 2 months. It's now May 4th. And this is how long she's been missing. So let me play this for you.
Mystery surrounding the disappearance of an Arizona woman, and it's coming from a witness up in the Seligman area. That witness happens to live on the property with Shayna Feinman, who vanished about 2 months ago.
Yeah, she's bothered by what happened the last time she saw Shayna and also what happened to other people on that property. Police say a number of people are not cooperating in this investigation. Our true crime correspondent Brianna Whitney here. So what did that woman have to say about all of this?
There's a lot of bizarre aspects to this case, and she had a pretty interesting interview because she actually helped make the missing persons report after Shayna Feinman was missing for more than a week. She tells me it took 2 people getting arrested on other charges before she felt comfortable sharing what she heard and saw the night Shayna vanished.
Now listen to the 2 people that were arrested on these charges. Please pay attention.
And to protect this witness, we're calling her Kelly.
It's been more than 2 months since Kelly saw 35-year-old Shayna Feinman after an argument with their property manager. Then she was gone.
If she was still alive, I feel like things would make sense.
Kelly says that argument she heard was because their property manager told Shayna she could no longer live in the cabin.
They were yelling and screaming at each other. he's like, you have to leave. I'm calling the sheriff. She's like, I need to get my phone and my keys.
Kelly says Shayna was walking toward the back of the property where her car was and then was never seen or heard again. Kelly says Shayna and her boyfriend would often leave for days at a time, so at first she wasn't alarmed. But after more than a week, Kelly and their neighbor who was watching Shayna's dog Stormy made a missing persons report on March 9th.
So she went missing before March 9th, but it's officially March 9th because they waited a week when they noticed her car had moved to report her missing.
She would have her car. She would have Stormy. Like, all those things would be missing, not just her.
Kelly says she was upset by her property manager's reaction and recalls what he told her.
You shouldn't have made the missing persons report because you're just making a big deal out of nothing.
The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office says at this point, they can't rule out foul play and multiple people are not cooperating in the investigation. Shayna's sister told us those two people are the property manager and Shayna's boyfriend. Kelly says the official police search of the property was done 2 weeks after they made the missing persons report, but she says prior to that, Shayna's boyfriend didn't help or say much about her disappearance.
Hey, man, you're not.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Good morning, Ballcat. I saw your little froggy video. That was so cute. Did you do that or did you find that someplace? That little froggy video was so damn cute. It really was.
You're not calling. You're not texting. How come you're not out here looking for your girlfriend? I'm out here in the snow with her dog, and you're just MIA.
Kelly says by the time Easter rolled around, she left to go stay with a neighbor because she felt uneasy about what was happening. She says she felt comfortable sharing this now after the property manager and boyfriend were arrested. Court documents showing they were arrested late last month for vehicle theft and the property manager for possessing a weapon he shouldn't have. Kelly has her own theory of what happened, but it still leaves so much mystery as to where Shayna is.
I think that she's not alive. I think that
okay.
she got into some kind of accident with one of them or both of them or something, because she would be found by now if she was still out there.
She would have contacted her sister.
Last week, YCSO increased the reward for information in Shayna Feinman's disappearance to $10,000. Of course, if you have any information, please call the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office, guys.
And you said that she was, working out in Sedona. She liked the outdoors. Yes. Rural areas out there. Any chance that just maybe she's out there camping?
Yeah, she liked to camp, but her family and Kelly both tell us that her camping gear was found in her car, that was found on the property, left with all her belongings. And they said she would not have gone into the woods camping without that gear, without her ID, her belongings, and without her dog Stormy.
And her cell phone was found on the property.
Yeah, this doesn't seem right. She's not just gone for a couple of days, and of course now it's been a couple of months. But Kelly was saying what's also making this difficult, especially getting information out to people who don't live in that small community. She said a lot of the homes, including their own, doesn't really have an address. She said she has a parcel number. She also said a lot of the dirt roads back there don't really have road names. And so in terms of trying to get more information out, it can be difficult when you're talking about such a remote and rural area of Arizona.
Yeah, and her story sounds pretty dire when you take all those factors into consideration. So we'll, I guess, wait for an update now from YCSO, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks for that update.
So that's Shayna Feinman's story. That story I found to be quite intriguing because, the boyfriend and the property owner were arrested on different charges. The boyfriend is not looking for. Good morning, my dot Maria. The boyfriend is not looking for. The property manager is upset because a missing persons report was filed, but it was filed a week after no one had seen her. A week after, her dog's there, her camping gear is there. They found her cell phone on the property. So where in the hell could she be if she doesn't have her possessions and her car is still there? I smell foul play. Everybody smells foul play on this one. And it's sad to know that you're not cooperating, but you're supposed to, that's supposed to be your girlfriend. You know exactly what happened to that woman. You know exactly what happened to her. So that was one story that I wanted to discuss with you guys. And then we have the Suzanne Morphew case. Oh my God. Oh my God. So we know that Suzanne Morphew, in case you guys don't remember, I covered that. She went missing on Mother's Day. Her daughters, Mallory and Macy, texted their mom to wish her happy Mother's Day. They were on their way back from a camping trip. Okay. They didn't get a reply. Her neighbors, Martin and Jeanne Ritter, said that they hadn't been able to reach her. Now, Barry, the husband, said he saw her that morning. She was in the bed asleep before he left. Now, they're saying there's evidence that she got up that morning and she made her coffee, and she had just gotten into mountain biking. Okay. So when they went next door, they didn't get it. So then they called Barry to tell him they can't find Suzanne. Barry then called 911. After 3 years, she went missing May 2022. She was found September of 2023. Now, during the time between her disappearance, good morning, Scotland. I see you. Hold on. Scotland, where are you? Hold on a second, guys. I'm coming. Okay. So during the time of her disappearance, Barry had been charged with first-degree suspicion of homicide, and that was in 2021. He was arrested. The charges were then dropped in 2022 because they failed to turn over evidence to Barry's lawyers. The evidence that was found in her car that was from an unknown, it was unknown male DNA, and then they tested it. And this was a guy that had said to be a criminal that had charges and all kinds of stuff. But then again, I said when I heard it, that could have been someone that was working at a car wash because there was evidence that our car had been recently detailed. That can be someone at the car wash because normally, not normally, but a lot of times ex-criminals are working at car washes. Okay. Good morning, Dreamsicle. So a lot of time, ex-criminals are working at car washes. So, but they failed to turn that evidence over to Barry's attorney. Okay. So then the charges were dropped. Good morning, Dreamsicle. Good morning, Crazy Cat Mama. So then Barry and his team, Barry Morphew, Suzanne's husband, filed a $15 million lawsuit. Okay. They accused the prosecution and the investigators of violating his constitutional rights. Now, this lawsuit is still pending in the federal courts. Now, what they're saying is because it was an election year, they were pressured to arrest someone. Now, when they did report Suzanne missing, when they went to the home to start investigating, they found tranquilizing dart the cap of a tranquilizing dart in the dryer. Barry said that he normally shoots deer from a breezeway. Now, the daughter said that at the time, but listen to this, at the time that their mother went missing, his tranquilizer gun, a dart gun, wasn't working. So why would there be a cap in the dryer? Meaning this is clothes that was just freshly washed and in the dryer to dry. That made no sense to me. Now, her autopsy report came back, and I have Nancy Grace. She was found with 3 different tranquilizers in her that are normally used by veterinarians. Barry is an avid hunter and a sportsman, and he claimed, he said he had no access to these drugs, is what he's saying. But not only was he charged with suspicion of first-degree homicide, he was also charged with tampering with the human body, tampering with physical evidence, possession of a dangerous weapon. Oh, Banner, I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. Y'all gonna kill me. Okay. So, possession of a dangerous weapon and attempting to influence a public servant. Now, the district attorney and her team, it was 6, besides the district attorney, her name is Linda Stanley. She was accused of a political agenda, okay? They filed a complaint in March with the Colorado Office of Regulatory Counsel, saying that, now, just remember that the charges that were dropped against Barry can still be brought, okay? They can still charge him. And right now, her autopsy has ruled it a homicide. I still stand by what I said way back when I heard she was missing, way back when. I said he did it, okay? So now she's been investigated. This reminds me of that Karen yesterday that says, I am the DA, okay? This is Colorado, though, okay? They're being investigated. Well, she's being investigated. And they're asking for her to be disbarred. So let me get Nancy Grace. Y'all know how I feel about Nancy. Okay? But her facial expressions on this drives me nuts. Hold on, let me
her death. Just
okay.
what does the deadly drug cocktail extracted from her bones reveal? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime
Good
Stories.
evening.
I want to thank you for being with
And
us.
thank you. Okay, let's just skip ahead here. I don't want to play her music. Okay, so I caught you guys up to date on the backstory. I caught you up with what the autopsy revealed. Let's see, what else am I missing? We also know that Suzanne had wanted a divorce. Okay, she has supposedly been looking at houses and everything with her ex-boyfriend from high school or something like that, and he was questioned and all this other good stuff. But he had a rock solid alibi where he was. Okay, so let's go.
And if anyone is out there that can hear this, that has you, please, we'll do whatever it takes to bring you back. We love you. We miss you. Your girls need you. No questions asked. However much they want, I will do whatever it takes to get you back. Honey, I love you.
If I'm not mistaken, I think she had had cancer too. Okay, let's go.
I want you back so bad.
Right. Okay. Whoever took
Wait a minute.
her.
Wait a minute. She sound like I do. Right. Right. Yes. No questions asked as you got your girlfriend. No questions asked. Okay. Right. Let's go.
Shot her full of animal tranquilizers before they killed her. I mean, powerful animal tranquilizers. We've got an all-star panel to make sense of what we know, but listen to this. Butorphanol, azaparone, metamidine.
Yep.
They first identified her through her dental records
Metrofilm
and the
is
port she had
BAM,
on her
which is
body.
strong
She was in
tranquilizer.
remission for cancer. Then later DNA extracted
She
from her
frightens me
knee.
too.
I'm curious, was she wearing the clothes that the medical examiner got all.
Okay, so that's another thing. They're not saying whether or not they have taken DNA. They haven't released that information if they have DNA from the clothing she was wearing. So they haven't released that information at all. My theory is, she got dressed to go on her bike ride. She probably did leave. Who knows? But he followed her and shot her with a tranquilizer daughter. He could have done it at home, threw her and the bike in the truck. Who knows? But yeah, that's my hypothesis. Okay.
Already in bags. Could we even tell? Were her bones so
badly deteriorated? Yeah.
In a state of decomp and
see.
completely skeletonized that she was out
Girl,
of her clothes? What more are we learning from this deadly drug cocktail? And according to experts in the Colorado region, hunters do not hunt with animal tranquilizers.
Did we hear that? Hunters do not hunt with animal tranquilizers. But Barry says he would shoot the deer from the breezeway. Okay.
But guess who does use them? Barry Morphew. He says he uses animal tranquilizers to shoot deer to get their antlers off of them, and that he may have been using them to shoot chipmunks. Wow, what a coinky dink. Because now his wife's body turns up, what's left of it, full of animal tranquilizers. But that's a whole nother can of worms. Don't worry, I'm going to open it in just a few moments. Joining me, high-profile investigative journalist Lauren Scharf.
Oh my God.
You can find her at Lauren Scharf TV. Lauren, thank you for being with us on the story from the very beginning. I want to talk about how her.
I'm going to tell you guys, I haven't watched this yet. Okay. I haven't watched this one. I was just, when I got, when it was sent to me that her autopsy stuff had came back in, and I was going through and re-looking at the old one that I did and taking down key points that I wanted to bring up. I happened to go looking, and I was looking for the news from Colorado, but then I came across Nancy Grace's live, and I said, okay, we're going to watch this one together. I have not watched Nancy Grace yet, so let me just let you know. I have no idea what she's talking about, but we're going to watch this together.
Her body was found and what the autopsy revealed that was just released in the last hours. Let's start with the autopsy.
Yeah, so they were just skeletal bones. There was no actual tissue on the bones. It was scattered in Moffett, Colorado, which is a desert area
like
in
45
Saguache
miles
County.
from the house.
And there was also a lot of clothing that was also found. A padded bra, a ripped dark blue gray hooded sweatshirt, a Nike tank top, a Yeti shorts, fabric fragments. There was a baklava, a pink and light colored leather work gloves.
Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. That scenery is beautiful. Now, if I was in Texas, I'll be like, ooh, ooh, but I see it all the time here. It's like a Christmas wonderland when it's snowing.
So there were other items besides skeletal remains that were there. No shoes were found.
Yeah, Lauren, I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh, no shoes. I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'm very intrigued by the balaclava that was found. One of the head face coverings that we often see, like on TV, terrorists are always wearing them, where the only thing you see are their eyes. Everything else is covered, and they typically come down over the neck and shoulders. A pale patterned balaclava, a pink and light color leather work glove, a light color partial padded bra, a ripped dark blue gray hooded sweatshirt labeled Crested Butte, a torn green Nike tank top, Yeti shorts, and a fabric fragment. What can we deduce? All of the clothing and fabric fragment weathered and covered in dirt. Very curious. Joining me, as I said, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning. You're seeing shots of Suzanne Morphew in life, and she seems very happy with her husband and 2 adult daughters, but all was not as it seems.
Thank you.
Trouble was brewing within the marriage.
Yep.
But before I get to that, I want to focus on these meds, these tranquilizers in her system. And joining
Who
me
is
is
that?
a renowned death investigator, Joseph Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, the author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon,
Ooh,
and
Blood
star of the
Beneath
new
My
hit
Feet.
series
Hold
Body
on.
Bags
Get
with Joe
that
Scott
book.
Morgan. Joe Scott, in a nutshell,
Blood
because also
Beneath
joining me, Joe Scott, is a very dear friend of Suzanne
Feet.
Morphew's. You know, hold on. I see Cheryl McCollum has popped up, Joe Scott. Cheryl, in honor of Suzanne Morphew, I'm wearing my Justice for Suzanne t-shirt that you and I got when we were out investigating and beating the bushes and trying to find answers in
Look,
Suzanne's
she's in the car.
murder. Are you at all surprised her body was shot full of animal trank?
Not at all. I think it was exactly what he said. He told people, I've got the dart gun, I've got chemicals that I've gotten rid of, I've got needles, I've got a cap that they found in the dryer. He basically said it. He also told everybody that he was running around the house hunting. That
Yep.
could be leakage.
Now, is she in the trunk? She's got the hatch lifted up because you see, and she's sitting back there in that 5th seat is what it looks like.
He has invoked this entire narrative.
Yep.
And right down to her having clothing on, right? That is not bed clothes, by the way. And he said that's how we left her. It makes
you, Gina.
complete sense to me that
You
this
can't
was going to
afford
be
me.
the result from her bone marrow.
Okay, Cheryl McCollum and I tromped through. I can't even tell you about the terrain that we.
Beautiful woman.
Can't call it hiking.
Look at her. Absolutely natural beauty. Not all that makeup on. She has a little lipstick. I mean, her eyes were just gorgeous. So the way I see it is that he couldn't control her anymore. So he did like he does to animals. He put her down. I'm sorry to say it that way, but he put her down. He couldn't control her. She wanted to leave. She wanted nothing else to do with him, even though if I'm remembering correctly, she had cancer. She wanted nothing else to do with him. I remember I read off the text messages. Well, I played the text messages between her and her best friend. She wanted nothing else to do with him. So since he couldn't control her anymore, that's what he did. He put her down like an animal. Good morning, Jane Creek. I love when you come in here, dude.
Because it was slow going, looking in so many spots, hoping for the discovery of her body. And the discovery was made many miles
Thank you,
from
Marcia.
home
I wanted
in a
to make
shallow
sure I
grave.
was remembering
Joe Scott
that
Morgan,
correctly.
back to you. Joe Scott, another thing in this autopsy report is, quote,
oh my God, I drove
one
through, that's
weathered
beautiful.
bullet. See, I've got so many questions, Joe Scott. Was the bullet in the shallow grave? Were the bones in the shallow grave? Were they scattered? Were the clothes still
It just
on
said they
the
were
bones?
scattered.
6 envelopes containing 5 fabric fragments. What's that? Okay, jump
Meaning
in.
the clothes had
Yeah, and
deteriorated.
we have to
Nancy,
understand.
hold on. Fragments. Clothes had deteriorated. If those are indeed her clothing articles, they deteriorated over almost 4 years. So you're only going to get fragments because there are animals around. There are other insects around, and they're eating through this. That's what that means, Nancy. I'm sorry.
Stan, if you look at the autopsy report, Nancy, this is something fascinating, is that this was not just a one-day event where they collected everything and put it in a single bag. These bags are actually annotated to demonstrate that 2 of them had been collected same day, labeled day 1 twice, and then you have day 2 and day 3 where they go out and they collect more remains. So that gives you the understanding that these remains are shallow and that they're probably scattered about. They even had some commingling apparently with animal skeletal remains out there as well, which is kind of a Herculean task on the part of the anthropologist to delineate between these 2 items. So it can be very confusing out there. And then And then to top it all off, you have this weathered projectile that's out there. I don't know, and this is going to be fascinating to see as this plays out, because we don't have all of the reports. What does the ballistic examination say about that round?
Yep, that round and the cap that was found in the dryer. Does that cap have anything to do with the round they found? Can they put that cap and that round in Barry Morphew's possession at any time? We know the cap was in his dryer. Can we show that he actually used that round? Is his fingerprints on it? You know, they're going to look at all of that. Maybe it's too weathered to tell, but if he's had other rounds like that, they're going to try to tie that together.
What kind of weapon platform is it associated with? Is it a 22 caliber or is it a 7.62? We have no idea. And also one more thing, Nancy, is that we don't have any indication that a shell casing, the spent shell casing, was recovered, and that could be a big clue.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of evidence recovered out there, not to mention the clothing, and there's still more analysis, I think, to be done at this point in time.
A lot of analysis. And back to you, Cheryl McCollum, joining us, founder, director, Cold Case Research Institute. You can find her at coldcasecrimes.org, hit podcast Zone 7, and forensics expert. Cheryl, I've been poring over this autopsy report. They didn't give us much.
Nope, they did not.
Enough. Just hold on. 2 and 2 still equals 4, right? Or is everything completely upside down? Because didn't Barry Morphew say he was using an animal trank gun at the time of her death?
Yep.
Around the time she went missing?
Correct. And Nancy, here's the thing. They're not giving us a lot. That's the right call.
Yes, it is.
They're not going to tell us the caliber. They're not going to tell us exactly the shape and condition of that projectile. There was also one found in the bedroom on her side of the bed on the floor. So do those two projectiles match? They're not.
See? There you go. Those are the two daughters that they were just showing. There's also a picture with him, the daughters, and the girlfriend. You know, when he was saying, please come home, no questions asked. The girlfriend was in the picture at that time too. Okay.
Not going to disclose that yet. They're playing it close to the vest, which is what they should do. So that when they
can we just agree right now to stop saying projectile?
Beautiful picture.
Okay.
If you're talking about a bullet, say bullet. You talking about a shell? Say shell. If you're talking about a trank, leftovers of a trank bullet, say it. Okay. Now rephrase that in regular people talk. Cheryl, this goes for you too, Joe Scott Morgan. Go ahead, Cheryl.
So there's 2 bullets. One that was found with her at the disposal site, and one found in the bedroom. We don't know if they match. And again, they shouldn't tell us that yet. They've got people to interview. So when they go and they say, hey, we found a bullet, is the person going to say, was it a 22? And again, go back to Barry's original statement when he got out of the truck after he was told she was missing, and he gets home and they say, hey, we found her bike down this ravine. First thing he says was, you think a mountain lion got her? He's the one that keeps referring.
He's the one that keeps trying to throw them, and that's why he was charged with influence on a public servant. He's throwing all of these things out there. Now, I was looking at this bike the last time I covered this. This bike was thrown down that embankment. Point blank, period. And he did have boobies, Marcia.
Into large animals. He's the one that's using a tranquilizer for large animals. I mean, it's just an unbelievable story.
You're absolutely right, Cheryl McCollum. Listen.
Go down there.
Was it a crash?
I mean, the bike looked, the way it was laying, it kind of looked like it, but there's not really that much damage to the bike. That's the thing.
Lion?
Yeah, it was
that no lion?
Yeah. I didn't see anything that would.
I didn't see anything. And
a lion.
They're not letting us go over the site
because we're getting a track. Just right now.
Anybody look for foot tracks on the road?
I haven't seen anything really, but
like people tracks near lion.
I didn't really.
He keeps asking about a lion.
I'm not like an expert tracker or something, you know.
A mountain lion.
A mountain lion.
My rear end, a mountain lion. You know, I could watch that body cam video all
over and over again
long. and then some. Barry Morphew, Suzanne's husband, jumps up and says, a mountain lion, puts that out there. Now, just one quick review. Joe Scott Morgan, tell me again about the animal tranquilizer evidence found in Suzanne's home. What was found? Of course, this may be after a cleanup, but again, Barry Morphew is not a suspect and he has not been named again for murder. Okay,
Thank you.
tell me, Joe Scott.
Yeah, what we're thinking about here, Nancy, is this is a very lethal cocktail, and that's the way I like to frame it. This BAM, I think it's referred to as
BAM,
this
B-A-M.
deer tranquilizer, essentially, that's being used. You've got three components here, Nancy, and you mentioned them off the top. And if you'll just permit me, I'll go through them very, very quickly. With the butorphanol, that's actually an opiate-based drug. Okay, so you think about a synthetic heroin-like, morphine-like drug that kind of induces sleepiness. It also impedes your breathing. And then you go to the azaparone, which is interesting term here. It's a serenic, which means like based in serenity. You think about people that take Valium or any other kind of benzo, it's going to calm you down. It's actually used with hogs. The fact that they extracted this from the head of her femur is damning evidence, Nancy.
The head of her femur. Oh my God.
Joining me as a special guest, Tish Leeway,
beautiful
close
woman,
friend of Suzanne Morphew's. Tish, thank you for being with us.
That's who that is.
Tish, got a question for you. When you heard the autopsy results, what went through your mind?
That's who that is.
Honestly, I was thinking that that's how it was going to come back anyway. From probably, I don't know, a couple months ago, right after they found her, I said, I have a feeling that the autopsy is going to come back and she was tranquilized. I have my own theories of how it went down, but it didn't surprise me, to be honest. The only thing that surprised me is that they found something after 3 years.
We know it's homicide.
Tish, got a question for you. Again, Barry Morphew was charged in Suzanne's murder. Those charges were dropped.
Yep.
He is at this moment no longer a suspect, no longer a person of interest. The state asked for the charges to be dropped when they were accused of not handing over exculpatory or evidence that would prove innocence information to the defense. The state asked for the charges to be dropped, and that was done. They may be refiled as of right now, tonight.
They haven't been.
Barry Morphew is not named as a person of interest or suspect in Suzanne Morphew's murder. Tish, you stated that.
But he will be. He will be. He will be. Trust and believe that. Ooh, that's a bad freeze, Nancy. He will be.
You had your own theories. You are a very close friend.
His home was wearing Suzanne's jewelry. Oh,
of Suzanne Morphew's.
I didn't know that.
Theory of, as you say, how it went down.
This is what I've always said. I think he arrived at 2:45. I think she was in the backyard. May have saw her on the phone with Jeff Libler. And I think that's where he shot her with a tranquilizer gun. I think she got up. I think she ran. I think that's all that pinging was, her running and him chasing her. Yep. I think she ran up to Mallory's room, and I think that's where he shot her again with the tranquilizer gun. And I think that's where the dart cap fell. And I think she was there for, however long until he was to put her body where he put her. But I think that's why those sheets and the cap gun, I think he was just
in the dryer,
trying to, and didn't notice the dart cap that they found in the dryer. I mean, why would they find Mallory's sheets in the dryer when she was in college?
Yep.
You know, that's a really
Very
good
good.
point.
Yep.
Tish Leeway, friend of Suzanne Morphew's, because I have certain sheets that I put on Lucy's bed because they match her bedspread that she picked out, and certain pillowcases she likes. Same thing with my son. His are blue. Same thing with my mom because her bed is a different size. So that's a really good point. Why?
Okay. Lucy is not in college. Your son is not in college. Her daughter was away in college. The question is, why would her sheets be in the dryer if no one is sleeping in her bed? That was the thing. Get it, Nancy? That was the thing. Your mom is not away in college. Her daughter was. Okay. She missed the point of that.
The adult daughter, Mallory's sheets, nobody else's. It's not like it was a cleaning day for Suzanne Morphew. Why would her sheets alone be in the washer dryer?
Really?
I haven't heard a single soul bring that up.
Really?
Now, you know what else would be interesting to find out, Tish, is if Mallory's bed, say, was a double or a queen, and Suzanne's bed was a king. Hypothetically speaking, I'd be very curious to find that out. But you say it was they were Mallory's sheets, right?
I'm pretty sure that's what was said.
I'm confused. What does it make what size the bed is? The point is, the daughter, the adult daughter, was away at college. Why were her sheets washed and then put in the dryer if Suzanne didn't run up to her room trying to close the door and then he came in and tranquilized her again? You know, that's what the whole thing is. That's what it is.
But that's been my theory all along, that he,
when
as soon as he got home, I think
that,
he passed on Saturday.
Yes. When you say that he came home, to whom are you referring?
Barry.
When Barry came home.
Jesus Christ.
Did you know that Suzanne Morphew, did you ever get information Suzanne Morphew had gone to a Battered Women's Center for group therapy?
Yes.
I did get information after she had went missing from some people that were going to the same center.
So another lady in the group told you she had been going?
Yes.
Okay, I know the lady. I'm not going to reveal that here. That's a whole nother can of worms. Okay, let me understand something. To Chris McDonough joining me, who has been on the investigation along with Cheryl and myself. Chris, thank you for being with us. Chris is the
Nancy,
director at the Cold Case Foundation, former homicide detective, has investigated over 300 homicides, and the host on YouTube of The Interview Room, where I first met him. Yeah. Chris, thank you for joining us again with this very disturbing update on Suzanne Morphew's autopsy results. There's so much to glean from the 3 pages that we have obtained. And hey, one of those
there is
pages
not that much on that autopsy report, except for the tranquilizer
doctors.
Stuff.
You don't normally see that, do you, Joe Scott? 5 different medical professionals weigh in on this. Usually there's one name scribbled at the bottom. Man, they did it. Oh, hold on. 4 pages. And one is I noted 5 different experts weighing in, but they had to bring in a forensic dentist. I don't know if that's one of these. They had to bring in a toxicologist because of all the drugs. And I believe I've mastered their names, butorphanol, azapirin, and metatamidine, I think, but I'm just going to refer to it as the animal tranks. So Chris McDonough, could we just, and everybody on the panel, again, we're not having high tea at Windsor Castle with Charles and Camilla. So jump in, for Pete's sake. We've got 1 hour to cover a major event in the law and in criminal justice and to getting justice for Suzanne. That's what this t-shirt says. And for me, it ain't just a t-shirt. It's not just a slogan. I want it. I want it. Again, Barry Morphew is not a suspect. So, Chris McDonough, add it up for me.
Okay.
Well, there's a couple of really interesting things going on here, Nancy. One is that perimortem trauma, there's no indication of that. What that means is there's no indication that the bones at their soft, when they're the softest, i.e. you're alive, that there's any trauma to the bones. So that's the first thing. And when the bullet is found, we have to ask ourselves, well, that means we may have to exclude some type of weapon, i.e. a sharp instrument and or even a gun. The second piece here is if this couldn't get any more sinister, is we have to look at the fact that she has a medical port still on her body and found in that grave. So for me, as from an investigator position, my first thought was, did he inject directly into that medical port? And what Doc Morgan was talking about, that would give the type of density necessary to find it 4 years later in the bones themselves.
Okay, so far we've heard about the tranquilizer gun, what was found. Do we believe that there's another suspect that had access to animal tranquilizers, who's an avid hunter and a sportsman? Do we believe that anybody else besides Barry Morphew could have done this to Suzanne? With everything we've known, we've heard it through the news, we've heard about it when it first happened. Do we believe that anybody else could be involved with this? That is the question.
I want to give you a little brief.
The support is still going to be in because my gag port is still there.
We received the call of Suzanne's disappearance
they
on
don't
Sunday.
Remove the port.
We've
until
in the area
been,
and in the general area.
4 or 5
we've run
years.
Foot searches
and I need
using air support, canine support, swift water support, and we've also utilized countless hours of drone searches. We've used well over 200 personnel and over 2,000 man hours have gone into this search, but unfortunately we haven't found Suzanne yet, and as I stated before, that is our top priority.
You are hearing the Chaffee County Sheriff. Cheryl McCollum, do you remember when we were out there last investigating and there was still snow on the ground, and we stood there not too far from where Barry Morphew was then living and just looked around at that terrain covered in snow, covered in ice. And we thought, how in the HELL are we going to ever find Suzanne?
And for everybody to understand, you take an airplane to Colorado, and then you take a smaller airplane, then you drive several hours. I mean, you're in the middle of the most gorgeous scenery, but you're in the middle of nowhere. And there was so much terrain. There's mountains and creeks and just the snowbanks. I know at one point, several people were standing there, and on the other side, you couldn't have seen them.
I want to get back
the snowbanks were
2020 when she came in to start tanning in the salon that I had worked.
Friend on the phone. Oh, which reminds me to Tish Leeway. You're a stylist. Did you do the hair of Barry Morphew's girlfriend?
No, but I did meet her in October of 2020 when she came in to start tanning in the salon that I had worked at. Her and actually Macy and Mallory, they all came in about a week within each other. It was, it was very bizarre.
So the girlfriend and the two daughters came into the salon where she worked at. I'm done. Hi, Judge Jen. How are you, sweetie? How's the baby?
They were getting ready to go on that trip in January to Mexico.
Okay, well, wait.
Wants his wife
so you did the girlfriend's hair October 2020, and Suzanne had gone missing May 2020. Is that right? Is that what you said?
No, so she went missing May of 2020, but the girlfriend came in to the tanning salon to start tanning in October of 2020.
Right.
Which was right about a week to 2 weeks after Mallory and Macy had started coming into tan again. And they were getting ready to go to Mexico for their annual trip that I guess they went to every year, is my understanding.
Did the girlfriend go on the trip?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
The girlfriend went on the trip. There were pictures of them, Nancy. She went on the trip, okay? Damn.
It was a weird coincidence that she came in right after they started tanning.
I'm concerned about another coincidence, and that is in 6 months after Suzanne is still missing, body not found, he's already got a girlfriend. That's
He had
a yes,
a girlfriend
no.
before.
Did he already have a girlfriend to your knowledge within 6 months?
She said that, so when I first met her, we had kind of heard this name that was out there. So when she came into the tanning salon, we knew exactly who she was. The first couple times she came in, she didn't really talk much about anything.
That's the only
Let me just cut the chase for you. Was she wearing some of Suzanne's jewelry?
Well, yeah.
Oh my God. Marsha, I told you I didn't watch this. She was wearing some of Suzanne's jewelry. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. And her daughters knows this. What? Oh my, why would the daughters have their mother's jewelry? Why is your hoe, as Marsha put it, wear your missing wife's jewelry? Oh, this is getting good. I should have watched this before.
That
You don't need to say anything else.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not
that said, as I was saying
not
earlier,
allegedly.
how is everybody on the panel so calm with all the coincidences?
She was killed by tranquilizers. Not allegedly. That is not alleged. Now, what's alleged is who did it. I'm thinking the husband did it. Sorry. But the tranquilizers were found in her bone. The cap was found in the dryer. And so, yes, not allegedly. Those are facts.
You have him coming home. She's on the phone with her boyfriend. She says to the boyfriend, "Oh, my stars, Barry's here. Gotta go." Bam. She goes missing. He has a hastily thrown together work trip out of town on Mother's Day. My rear end leaving for a hastily thrown together work trip out of town on Mother's Day.
Funny.
He calls back, but when he can't get her on the phone, when the daughters can't find her, and has somebody else
neighbors
call 911. She's
Barry
full
called
of
911.
animal trank.
Oh my
and
God.
oh, yeah.
Nancy, the neighbors, the Ritters went over. They then called Barry and said she's not there. Barry then called 911. Nancy. Okay.
Right before she went missing, I was shooting an animal trank gun, darts, and they were actually found in the home. And there's a bullet by her bed. How did that get there? The Easter Bunny just throws it by her bed?
Yep, the Easter Bunny did it.
The woman's bones are scattered. She was murdered. I mean, help me out, people.
There she goes.
Am I the only one seeing all these coincidences? Who is that? Is that jump in for Pete's sake, Chris McDonough?
Yeah, Nancy, I mean, think about it, right? I mean, you're right on target here. I mean, what a coincidence that this guy used to own a deer farm and he used to harvest deer antlers by utilizing the same exact chemicals that are found inside of her body. And to what you said a moment ago, a month before, when he's asked by the FBI, "Hey, have you ever used this stuff?" He says, "Oh yeah, all the time. I'm very proficient in it." To the point where he, tells them even a little bit deeper of how he does it. And that's why it's really interesting. Does he hit her with a dart, hypothetically, that night, the day she disappeared? And then now that he has that port from her cancer treatments on her body, does he utilize that as a mechanism to go even further with his plot, if he's the guy, right?
Yeah.
And so
if he's the guy,
I'm with you on this 100%.
I've got more. And I welcome everybody on this panel. If you have a thought, put it out there. Joe Scott Morgan is uncharacteristically quiet right now. But what about this? His cell phone, thank you, Jackie. His cell phone pings where her helmet is found,
Found, yep.
far away. Oh, I guess the mountain lion threw it out there.
Yep,
Where he
45
happened to
miles.
be looking for what? Was he looking at?
He was
Deer
searching for
that
his wife,
morning
then his
on
truck
his
went the
hastily
other
thrown
way.
together out of town trip. His cell phone pings right there. And let me remind everybody, he's the one, Barry Morphew, who is not a suspect. He is the one.
Not yet.
At the very beginning, he is the one that says, hey, neighbor, can you go see if her mountain bike's there? Maybe she went for a ride. He might as well have said, maybe a mountain lion dragged her off. He's the one that introduces the whole mountain bike ride theory out there. That's where it came from. I mean, Cheryl McCollum, what do I have to do? Hit you over the head?
Nancy, I've got more for you. And this is the thing that has bugged me from day one. They released a video where he is walking law enforcement through the home. They say to him, hey, we need some clothing, maybe for tracking dogs or whatever. He opens the door and lets them in. This is the first time he is entering the home since she goes missing. He ain't looking around for nothing.
Nope.
He's not calling her name.
Nope.
He doesn't say, hey, in case she got hurt on the bike, there was some horrible accident, maybe she's upstairs. There's a drinking glass on the counter. He doesn't refer to it. He doesn't talk about it.
Nope.
He's not checking anything. Let me tell you something, Nancy. If you were to be missing and I go to your house and I notice the guinea pigs have not had their cage cleaned, something happened to you before 6:30 in the morning. The next thing I'm going to look for is Fat Boy. Has he been out? Is he in his crate still asleep? Something happened to you, and even I can pinpoint So this to me was critical if you watch him.
I like this woman. So her website is coldcasecrimes.org. I like her. I like the way she thinks. She's looking at the smallest details, and I like the way she's putting this shit together.
Suzanne?
Oh my God, crazy cat, mama, it really was the damn mountain lion.
Somebody check you, buddy. Can you try to call the husband and see what type of bike she has?
You are seeing body cam footage of the deputies actually finding Suzanne Morphew's bike out in the wilderness.
But what she missed was his truck went one direction that morning. He said he was just looking to see if the deers or something was running, which is exactly where the helmet was found. Then his truck did a U-turn and went back to the direction of which he was supposed to be going for his work trip. Okay, so she hasn't said that, and I don't know if she says it in here or not. I'm not sure.
Some distance away. How far away was it, Joe Scott Morgan, that her helmet was found? And it is Barry Morphew, not a suspect, the husband that started the whole line of investigation into the bike. How far away was her helmet found? Do you recall, Joe Scott?
Yeah, we're looking at about a mile, essentially. So how when you think about working. And I came at this, Nancy, initially as, it could be a bicyclist struck by a vehicle. I've worked a lot of those cases over my career. But if that's the case, how does the helmet wind up so far away from this bicycle? And also, how's the helmet off of the body? These things are meant to protect the head.
Thank you.
And they're strapped onto the head.
To see through it.
There are big questions here. And one point further, I've seen big cat attacks from all over the world as in-depth investigation seminars I've been to, this sort of thing. And you know what the one thing that really stands out to me about this is that when you have a big cat attack, you'll have drag marks, but you know what else you got?
What?
You got blood trails. But
see, blood trails, no blood trail. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So the helmet was thrown to throw people off. I don't think he thought they would find her bike. So, okay, let's keep going.
Because the way a cat attacks is they dig those teeth in and they rip and then they carry off. So you will have evidence of that. The fact that he says this from Jump Street has always been puzzling to me, because this is atypical of what a mountain lion would do. Generally, you have to go through under an outcropping or something. They always attack from the rear. And there's nothing like this. You're going to tell me that a mountain lion actually scurried up a bank and waited for a
So Scott
bicyclist
Morning,
to
there
come
was
by?
no sign of a struggle either, or even a
Yeah,
crash.
nothing.
I knew
Nothing
that
at all.
initial
Nothing.
reports that it seemed staged, at least what
Thank
detectives
you.
said.
It was staged.
So like
Thank
what
you,
you're
Lauren.
saying, there was
Staged. It was staged. He did it to throw the investigation off. That's why the charge is or was attempting to influence a public servant. That's why that charge was thrown in there. And hopefully within the next month, his ass gets charged again.
was no blood anywhere, anything as
But they
far
better
as
check,
broken
but they did check
limbs
the
of
DNA out.
trees
That
and
guy
things
was
like
nowhere
that.
near
That
their
wasn't the
house.
case in this bike scene.
Y'all,
And you know what's interesting about that location to Cheryl McCollum? You and I stood at the foot of that embankment and we're looking up just the way that picture is and try to imagine how her bike landed there. And we looked and looked and looked. No damage to the bike at all.
None.
And it's very
It was
curious,
stone.
is it not, Lauren Scharf, that we learned Morphew told deputies that day that Suzanne Morphew had only recently gained an interest in mountain biking.
Yep.
And started
Recently.
riding daily. Hold on, Lauren Scharf. But straight out to Tish Leeway, a friend who Suzanne would come in to tan there. Did she talk about riding her mountain bike daily?
No.
Okay. Also curious, Lauren Scharf, Suzanne would have gone on a bike ride around 7:31 p.m. Is that the theory?
I mean, yes,
No.
you know, his attorneys are thinking that she was abducted from her bike ride. But as far as all of her patterns of where she goes on her bike ride and when she goes, it didn't line up with
No.
the story that
Why would you ride in the
a lot of
evenings and not the
people were
morning?
hearing about, that she went on a bike ride Mother's Day morning and never came back. That was not the case. She typically went in the afternoons, late afternoons. She typically drove her vehicle to a place to go ride her bike.
Okay. And
Her
she parked.
vehicle was still at the house
Okay.
with her camelback that had her water bottle as well as her purse.
Yep.
Still, we don't know where her cell phone is or if she had earbuds. Usually she would ride her bike with earbuds. And typically she would always take a picture of where she was going on her bike rides. And that's how investigators could figure out what times of days that she would go, where she
Okay. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up so we can discuss this. I just dropped the link, guys.
she would go, things like that. And where the bike was seen is, and where they found the bike is not typically a bike ride that she would go on.
See, I love this. I don't get commercials.
The cell
Gotta
phone
get
data
premium.
in this case will become very, very critical if the case ever goes to trial. Lauren Scharf joining us, reporter and journalist at Lauren Scharf TV. Lauren, very quickly in a nutshell, the cell phone data is very disturbing. Explain.
Morning, Cree.
When he arrived at home, his cell phone pinged around the house pretty sporadically and pretty quickly. His
He was chasing
attorneys
her.
claim, there's a good map on the screen right now of those pings, but his attorneys claim that there's no way he could have gone through the walls like that. But there's also a like a garage underway where people can walk underneath.
What does it tell you, Joe Scott?
You know, look, these things are not as exacting as the defense would like to, you know, present. And this idea, you know, Lauren just mentioned just a minute ago off air with him walking through walls and this sort of thing. That's
Crazy Cat Mama,
absolutely
you can come
ludicrous.
up.
You've already got this thing narrowed down. You know he's moving through the house and he's doing it quickly. So
He's
if they
chasing
want
her.
exactitude here, I don't know what to tell them because you're not going to get much tighter than it is right now.
Tish Leeway, Suzanne Morphew's friend. what do you make of the theory as shown by the cell phone data
She's
that
already
she was
said
being
it.
chased through the home with the trank gun?
I mean, that's just what I've always believed. When we went to court and saw that data, I always thought that he came home and that's what she was doing. She was running from him to get away from him.
Yep.
Cheryl McCollum, jump in.
The cell phone shows he's running zigzag all over the yard and the house. He claims he was hunting chipmunks.
Bullshit.
If
Not
anybody
in the
has ever
house.
seen a little chipmunk
Look at
run,
this.
first of all, they're tiny. They dart and then they hide.
Backyard.
They have escape routes all the time.
This
He's
is the garage
also
area.
running.
He comes in,
He must be a
goes
hell of
in.
a shot.
Yep.
No
And then
way
this
that's
is the house
possible.
upstairs.
It's not even logical.
Chris McDonough, what about it?
Well, you know, it's interesting in the autopsy report, right? And I agree with what Doc and Cheryl and everybody have said here on this panel, that, you know, he's out, you know, allegedly hunting these chipmunks. But here's a problem that he has. At the dump site where Suzanne is found, there are human and non-human bones. I've asked myself if he has this pre-incident behavior of staging, even as this is an example of that. What did he
I
stage
knew
at
she was on a
the
cruise
dump
ship.
site and the burial site?
No, that's
And
a
now we
hotel
see these
balcony.
non-human bones that are mentioned
That's
in
a
the
cruise ship.
autopsy report. And my initial thought process was, and I could be, you know, totally wrong here, but, you know, he's a hunter. And
Yep, he
if you're
is.
going to bury a human being and you know that animals are going to come to that gravesite at some
Yep,
port,
you bury
some
an
point,
animal
and
there
I've
as
had
well.
many sites like others where they're going to dig up that body. Well, why not place a carcass over
Yep.
the top of that body?
Yep.
And now those animals have a food source. And at some point, they're going to lose interest in that gravesite. And or if it was discovered by a human, they'll go, oh, well, that's just a carcass over there. That's not a problem. So I think that could be a very interesting piece of this puzzle as it unfolds.
Lauren Scharf joining us, investigative journalist on the case. Isn't it true that Barry Morphew, not a suspect, claimed that he had out all of his animal trank paraphernalia and then threw it away right before Suzanne went missing?
Yeah, in April of 2021, when he was asked by investigators about the tranquilizer chemicals, he said he typically keeps them on his workbench in the garage and that he might have thrown them away during his trip to Broomfield the same weekend that Suzanne disappeared.
Okay.
And going back to Chris.
Why would you throw it away? Why? Why? If this is what you do to sit on your breezeway at your house and shoot at deer, why would you throw it away? That makes no sense, Barry. None.
McDonough's point about carcasses and things like that. I've heard from a lot of people in town in Moffat and Saguache County that area is a dumping ground for such animals like he was describing.
I also find it very curious that a 33-year wildlife officer expert, Renzo Del Piccolo, who retired from Colorado Parks and Wildlife, insists that tranquilizers are not used to hunt animals. They're only used by wildlife officials. Hunting with tranquilizers is illegal. Let's stop and remember American hero, Captain Benjamin Moulton.
Okay.
Just 27.
So let's finish this out.
Died in a helicopter crash with 4 other Marines, Feb 7, 2024. He obtained the Sharpshooter Award, the National Defense Service Medal. He graduated second in his class from the Officer Candidate School in the Navy. He leaves behind dog Buck, sisters Faustine and Maxine, and loving parents Robin and Steve. American hero. Captain Benjamin Moulton.
27.
Thank you to our guests, but especially to you for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Nancy.
Nancy Grace signing off.
Thank
See
you.
tomorrow night.
Thank you
6
so
and
much.
9 o'clock sharp
Appreciate
Eastern.
you.
And
Bye, Nancy. Okay. Bye, friend. After everything we've heard, guys, after everything we've heard, He is looking like a perpetrator. He is the perpetrator. Now, they were wrong for withholding that evidence about the DNA that was found in her car. But like I said, her car had been detailed like the week before. So you knew that the stuff that was in there couldn't have belonged to the guy because he was nowhere near it. He had a solid alibi. Why would you withhold this evidence? Just like what they're doing with Scott Peterson. They never tested that blood on that mattress. Well, they tested it. They knew it was human blood, but they never tested it against Lacey or her parents' DNA. That's why he's back in court right now, to try to get a new trial. Now, was it a rush? Probably, because it was an election year. Probably, but she's still in office. Linda Stanley is still in office. She's still the DA. So I'm hopefully within a month, we're going to see what happened. Our dad see it. My ex-husband of almost 20 years, the father of my 8 kids, is a narcissist to the max as well. God damn, Tina. She wanted out of that marriage. She wanted out of the marriage. She was looking at homes with her boyfriend. I think they were dated back in high school or college or whatever it was. And they were talking. She was leaving him. She had came through cancer, or she was getting cancer treatments. I don't think she was in remission. I think she was still getting cancer treatments. She wanted out. He was abusive, verbally and physically. She wanted out. Out, 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 out. So that's what we had on that. And I really wanted to get into that this morning. And then I have one more. I don't know. I didn't bring this up. I didn't talk to anybody about this, but I have been following the case. It was an Amber Alert for a little boy. I think he was 3 years old, and his mother that went out in Texas, and they said that the child was in danger. Well, the search ended because the mother, Kate herself, and her son, she was sending all kind of videos and text messages. She had the little boy on a video saying bye to his dad. She killed the little boy, and she told the husband that he won't have anything at all at the end of the day. You caged your son, you caged yourself, and you taunted this man for weeks. She had this little boy on a video. They were last seen in San Antonio on the 18th. They were tracking her by her GPS, video, cell phone information, and everything. So what the investigation found, that on the final dramatic moments, 12:49 p.m., Savannah Krieger leaves a parking garage on East Travis Street. Know exactly where that's at. 1:15, Krieger heads to her ex-husband's home about 8 miles away in a 3800 block of Verde Bus, where he is at work. Police said during this time, it's believed Krieger went into the home and damaged her ex-husband's furniture and other items. 1:24, Krieger leaves ex-husband's home. 1:57, Krieger goes to her home, which is about 27 miles away. When she arrived at her Dover's Den house, police said it's believed that she fired 2 shots into her wedding portraits displayed on her bed with the wedding dress. 2:18, Krieger leaves her residence. 2:32, Krieger arrived at her son's daycare parking lot, and surveillance footage shows Krieger get out of the driver's seat of the vehicle. 2:33, Krieger officially checks her son out of daycare. Video shows her loading Kaden into the rear passenger seat of the vehicle before getting back into the driver's seat. Krieger leaves the daycare with her son at 2:42. At 2:46, Krieger call history log shows a FaceTime call to the ex-husband who recorded the call while he was at work. During the 2-minute and 13-second conversation, Krieger says in the video, "You don't have anything to come home to now. You really don't. You don't have anything at Dover's Den house, and you won't have anything at the end of today." 3:03, Krieger then drives 8 miles to Tom Slick Park. At the same time, her ex-husband called San Antonio Police Department to file a criminal mischief report at his home. During the 3-minute and 37-second call, he explained he's about to arrive at his residence. 3:13, photos are taken of the damaged items at his home. Cell photo data confirms he is now there. 3:19, Krieger's cell phone history shows another attempt to FaceTime her ex-husband, then sends her last text message: "Say goodbye to your son." At this time, while her whereabouts are unknown to authorities, Krieger is about 15 miles away from her ex-husband's home. 3:21, Krieger tries to make another FaceTime call to the ex-husband. She then records a 21-second video where she and Kaden appear to be already be seated at the drainage ditch, where their bodies were found around about 19 hours later. She tells Kaden, "Say bye to daddy," which he does. She then apologizes to her son for his daddy not being there and kisses him. This is a sick bitch. 3:35 p.m. San Antonio police met with the ex-husband at his home. It would be hours later, in the early morning of March 19th, when Park police found the bodies and Krieger's gun. It was a murder essay, okay? This is what she did to her child. This is what she did to her child to get back at his dad. For what? Because you're mad because he doesn't want to be with you anymore. For what? And why didn't he change the locks on his damn door? Not saying it would have changed anything, but damn. She's a sick bitch. Sick bitch. Sick bitch. Anyway, it was, I was tussling with coming, what is this? Remember the Chad Dorman who killed his 3? Yes. Now yes, and he's pled not guilty, and they threw his confession out. See, but that's not true. You look at the video every time that deputy tried to read him his rights and he kept talking, this guy kept saying, I shouldn't have did it. 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 We saw the video where he was trying to read, where he started reading, and I think he almost finished it, but he confessed. And he wouldn't, he kept telling him, "Could you grab my wallet out my back pocket? Could you do this? Could you do that?" Again, Ohio, Ohio. That deputy had it, man. He goes, okay, he got him off the ground. He was reading him his rights, and he kept saying, you know, he wanted to call his dad. Could you get my wallet? Then he kept trying to give them all these people's names that wasn't. He was doing that shit on purpose. Don't matter. He did it. His wife saw it. He was pissed at his wife. So you killed your 3 sons. The stepdaughter ran across the street to get help. The wife standing in the door screaming that he took her life. Yeah, I know who Chad Dorman is. I know exactly who he is. It's sad that people go through this because you no longer want to be with them. It's sad that this is what's going on in the world. Really, really sad. Whoo, Lord. Anyway, I was seriously thinking about taking like a month or 2 off. And I don't know. I'm seriously thinking about taking some time off. There's so much news going on in Arizona right now. Let's see. Yeah, that boy lived. I remember that. Yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to cause the worst pain to his wife. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. So we have, okay, hold on a second. I'm going to pull this up since you brought this up. I saw this yesterday, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hold on a second. Let me show you this. So he waives his right to a speedy trial yesterday. Okay. He's trying to drag this out for as long as he can. Look at him.
All right. First, you be seated.
All right. Good afternoon. This is case number 2023 CR 407.
Where is Savage?
Chad
Oh, she
Dorman.
must be
Mr.
still
Dorman is
speaking.
present with counsel, Mr. Myers. Mr. Haynes is excused today and attending the graduation ceremonies of his son. On behalf of the state, Mr. DeCalzi, Ms. Laura Barron, Allen, Ms. Terpstra, and Mr. Tharp. And the court reporter is obviously here as well.
So Marsha, let me just say this, okay? It's not even about a break. And Savage and I talked about this once before. I think a lot of us have talked about it once before. When you do lives and you're dragging people, you're into their personal business, and people are rewarded for bad behavior. All they do is get up on a panel, 5, 6, 7 of them, and drag people, talk about their personal life. But if you do it to them, they get upset. I just don't like that shit, and I've said it before.
This matter was set today for, in essence, a pretrial to address the motion that was filed on April 30th on behalf of Mr. Dorman pursuant to 2929.025.
His attorneys don't have laptops open.
Colloquially referred to as
attorneys
the
have
serious
laptops open.
mental illness statute, or the SMI motion. I don't need to go through the motion itself. It speaks for itself, and we're here to address the scheduling for this. We had initially a brief pretrial on Monday of this week when the issue was first raised. Nothing of substance was really conducted in that in-chambers pretrial, other than advising that the motion was going to be filed and we needed to address the timing of the motion and the parameters of that motion. It's fairly new statutes, 3 years old, so it's fairly uncharted at this point in time, but nevertheless, that's why we're here.
His echo on that mic is
Trial
horrible.
just before coming out here again, nothing of real substance other than discussing some potential dates so everybody can review their calendars. And if I could, initially, Mr. Myers, it's your motion. We have had some discussions, but and I know on behalf of the state, the motion, Mr. Myers, reflects that you will file your evaluator's report, not file it, you will provide it to the state.
This man is not mentally ill. I'm so sorry. He's not mentally ill. You took your son's lives to hurt your wife. You chased your children down and shot them one by one in front of your wife. You're not mentally ill. You're a fucking narcissist.
Obviously not something that's being filed of record, but you will provide that evaluation to the state not later than June 3rd.
I'm really thinking about
We
it.
have communicated that time frame to the person working on our team on this issue. And we will meet that deadline.
All right. And on behalf of the state, Ms. Barron Allen, you want to address a couple of things. One, the request to appoint an expert on behalf of the state and the time in which you may be able to have the doctor complete the report.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's just trying to, okay. He's just declining. He doesn't want to have a speedy trial. And I think this man, again, out of Ohio, okay, he killed his 3 sons. This was 20, and this is him. He's avoiding a speedy trial. But here it is again. It's 42 minutes. We're not going to play all of this. That cop tried, and he was reading him his Miranda rights. Again, these are the 3 kids
shot and killed. Police say the killings were execution style and by their own father. Prosecutors say 4-year-old.
There you go. Here are the babies that he killed.
Old Hunter was shot twice in the head. 7-year-old Clayton was shot outside and tried to run away. And 3-year-old Chase was ripped from his mother's arms before he was killed. The boy's father, Chad Dorman, taken into custody without any resisting and confessing to the heinous crimes. Now, prosecutors are saying they're going to seek the ultimate punishment for him for those murders. Tonight,
But that's it. That's him. That's him. He confessed. Point blank, period. He confessed. Yeah, it does. Oh, there's shady stuff happening with the husband. Which husband, sweets? Micah Miller. No. Hold on a second. Let's go look. Micah Miller. Hold on. April 27th. Well, y'all know that's end of the month for me, okay? So let's look. Micah Miller. Love one drink. Oh. 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 Okay. I'm going to have to check this out. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's just play this. So now I got to dig deep. Damn, sweets. Yep, he tried repeatedly. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me share this with you guys. I didn't hear about that, sweets. Hold on. Let's go here. Fair use, trigger warning, all the good stuff. Hold on. Let me put this here. Fair use, trigger warning, all the good stuff.
The unexpected death of a local pastor's wife. ABC 15's Mike Owen has been working for you to learn more about the life and death of Micah Miller. He joins us now live outside their church in Market Commons. So, Mike, what have you learned today?
Micah's friends tell me that she led women's ministry and worship right here at Solid Rock Church.
Where
While
did
the
this happen at?
investigation is ongoing, her friends can't believe she's gone and they want answers. But her husband tells me she had a long struggle with mental illness. Micah Miller died last week in the Orem community. The investigation into her death started at Lumber River State Park on Saturday. The Robeson County Sheriff's Office says they're actively investigating how the 30-year-old died. Her friends
30 years
remember
old.
how she lived her life.
She had a heart for missions. When she went to Africa,
Myrtle
this
Beach.
time she,
South Carolina.
I'm sorry. She just
South Carolina.
fell in love. That was her heart. She'd do anything for anybody.
She's survived by her husband, the pastor at Solid Rock Church in Myrtle Beach. He says Micah
North
dreamed
Carolina,
of
South
opening up
Carolina.
a
That's
school
what I
in
just said.
Africa
North
and was
Carolina,
always
South
giving to
Carolina.
others.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for. She was incredibly affirming. We spent every night together for hours just talking and talking and talking.
Okay. They spend every night together talking and talking and talking. Okay, got it. Okay. 30 years
Her death
old.
was a suicide, but a cause of death has not been released. But many of her friends are struggling to come to terms with that.
This has to be at least looked into deeply. There's got to be some accountability here because, it's a tragic life was lost, and it's not just as simple as somebody had some mental issues.
But Miller says Micah battled mental health issues for years, even speaking openly about it to the congregation.
Wait a minute.
She had struggled with suicide before, and
Struggled
each
with it
time
before.
we helped her through it, took her to her doctor, and we got through it, and everything was fine. And she even gave a few testimonies here at church. We have on video of times where she had battled suicide.
Pastor
but
Miller.
God took care of her and got her through it.
For families dealing with mental health issues, the pastor at Solid Rock Church has a message.
The second you see any type of sign,
get
them to a doctor. I mean, the second you see it, don't wait.
Okay.
A memorial for Micah will be held this Sunday at 3 p.m. at Solid Rock Church. A group of her friends will also be meeting there at 9 a.m. to hold a Justice for Micah rally to bring awareness to her struggles. Connor, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. We filed
Okay,
FOIA
I don't
requests
see
with
the
the Robeson
video,
County
but
Sheriff's
okay, let me
Department.
stop this one. Okay, I don't see the video, but it says police in North Carolina are investigating the death of Micah Miller, the wife of Pastor John Miller of Solid Rock at Market Common in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, who was found with a bullet wound to her head at Lumber River State Park in Robeson County last Saturday, as her widower comes under barrage of suspicion online. Oh, last Sunday, just hours after her body was found, Pastor Miller announced to his congregation in a viral video that his wife died by S, even though the investigation have not confirmed an official cause of death. Get the hell out of here. Wait a minute. After the announcement, I'm going to ask that you leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building. Please, if you can, he said. My request to you is that you continue to come to church and serve for the next little bit. Because I'm taking a little bit of a break and I don't want to have to worry about the church. My break may be a few days or a few weeks. I don't know, he said. I got a call last night. My wife has passed away. Yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina, he added, noting that a funeral will be held for her at the church at 3 p.m. on May 5th. That's tomorrow. So he announced, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for my kids and everybody. Y'all knew she wasn't well. Wait a minute. Y'all knew she wasn't well mentally and she needed medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come. So just keep our family in your prayers. Wait a minute. How did they know she wasn't well mentally when her friend, the Kings, just said this needs to be looked into? Some members of Micah Miller's family, like her sister Sierra Francis, quickly rejected the idea that she killed herself and suggested she was abused. There was a lot of talk already going on, so I want to set the record straight. Oh, I missed that commercial. Our sister Micah Miller passed away yesterday. Please do not listen to false stories being shared about her. She put that on Facebook. Micah was a God-fearing, joyful, loving woman who did not deserve the abuse she endured. If you hear anything about this from anyone other than her family, please question it. Reach out to her siblings or parents. Keep our family in your prayers. If you have any information that needs to be shared, please contact one of us. Why not contact the police? Please respect us in this time and honor her memory with joy that she is no longer suffering. Speculation about Micah's death has spread like wildfire on social media. Some critics openly question why Pastor Miller was in the pulpit hours after his wife's death. Oh, Micah filed for divorce from her husband in October of 2023. The case was eventually dismissed in February, but a few days later, Pastor Miller filed for separate support and maintenance, seeking financial support from Micah Miller. Would be filed for similar support in April. A hearing was scheduled for June 5th. The wife was saying he was giving her illegal drugs. Send me the link. Oh, I don't know if I can play the TikTok though. Send it to me. In an interview with, oh my God, Pastor Miller admitted that his relationship with Michael began with adultery. Was he the adulterer? He said they were both previously married and cheated on their spouses, and many people left his church, forcing them to start over. Oh, he killed her because she wanted a divorce, and he didn't want to lose more. Oh my God. He said he and Micah got married in 2017, shortly after she underwent surgery for an undisclosed reason and was diagnosed with bipolar 2, schizophrenic, and dependent personality disorder. He said this. Her family didn't say this. He said this. Okay. Since 2017, Pastor Miller, they have been trying to manage his wife's mental illness. I got it, sweet. I'm going to get it. He called how she would complain about the medication would make her gain weight. But I thought she couldn't get the medication. Will make her gain weight or cause her to slur. And earlier this year, the wife of a well-meaning pastor friend who had no understanding of mental illness offered to pray and believe that Micah Miller's mental illness would go away. Yeah. Okay. Got you. Let me get to my IG. Hold on. Let me get to my IG. OMG. 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 Let me go to TikTok. Do I have TikTok on my laptop? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me stop this. Let me share. Oh my God. Okay, let me share this. Uh-oh. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Let me make this bigger. Here we go. Where's the sound? Oh, sorry.
Life's been kind of crazy the couple past weeks, months, years. But I've kind of had to keep my circle really small for the past couple weeks, just because I'm going through a lot and it's hard and it's my cross to bear. It's the thing that God has put in my life to deal with, and I don't want to bring a lot of people into it. I'm so thankful to God for a strong family and the friends that God has put in my life to be there for me at this time. I just wanted to share that my heart and my prayer is that the church would stay strong, that
Oh
y'all
my
would stick
God.
together, because the church is God's people. It's not a man, it's not a person, it's not me, it's God's people.
Oh
the
my
bride of
God.
Christ. And it's a lot of really good people in the church that that I just hope would continue on, press toward the calling, run your race, stay encouraged, stay in your word, keep worshiping. Like I can't wait to worship again with everybody, but for now I'm just worshiping with me and Jesus to God. And
So was this the day before she supposedly, allegedly committed S? She was beat down, and I mean mentally. You can look at her and see this.
I don't think God would be pleased with me if I just jumped right into missions and women's events and creative directing and worship leading and stuff. I think when your world is shook up, you need to take a pause. And I can only pray that more people will take a pause and I'm trying to get my priorities straight right now. And that's making sure that my heart doesn't have any unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment, just forgiveness and hope for the future.
It was her last video.
And peace. Because you can't put a price on peace.
You can't put a price on peace
from God.
From God.
So thank you for all your prayers and support. Know that I have to keep my circle really, really small right now.
Wait a minute. She's got to keep her circle really, really small right now. Yep. She's not going to off herself.
I'm used to having a really big circle, so it's hard because I want to reach out to everybody and tell you how much I love you and I miss you. But this is the best way that I know.
Oh, her
how.
eyebrows
So,
on, her
I love you
makeup,
all.
everything.
I miss you. Thank you for your love and support over the last couple years. And some of you, up to 18 years walking with me as my friends. And for right now, I've just had to put everything on pause to get myself right.
She wasn't going to
But
K
I'm happy with
herself.
that. So keep praying for me. Thank you.
Oh, Micah.
I love you. I'll be praying
Love
for
you
you
too.
God bless you.
God bless you. Oh, Micah. That woman didn't K herself. That woman did not K herself. What the hell? That woman did not K herself. Oh, no. Let me go see what these comments had to say. The comments are, I literally cried listening to this video. We need to discuss as believers, it is okay to walk away from abuse, and it doesn't make us less than in God's eyes. Hold on, let me just put this on silent. Lord, reveal the truth, please. Be with her family. Y'all just Google Micah Miller, Myrtle Beach, and you'll have the story. Meanwhile, the walls are closing in on you, JP. She sounds absolutely broken. Yes, she did. And I said that. She was mentally beat down. There is no way she did that to herself. When my husband cheated, I kept my circle small. I kept to myself. She said, when your world is shook up and you can't put a price on peace, those are the things a married woman who's been cheated on says. You're right. Oh my God, there's so many wolves behind the pulpit. I know because I married and divorced one. I pray, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Sweet, thank you. She didn't know who was feeding him information. She did not know who to trust. Dorit, stop rubbing it in that you're in Miami Beach. Oh my God. So he's putting out this narrative. He said, nobody believed me when I told them she was having a psychotic break. She would have never left. She would have never done what she did. They wouldn't believe me. I have 48 text messages that I sent out saying she needs her lithium. Somebody help me, please. And no one believed me. This is what the husband said. Everybody thought I was a demon for trying to take her to probate court and get her put in a hospital. I told her family, I have text message over and over. I told her family she needs her medicine. I thought you said that it was hard for her to get the medicine. And then she complained about taking the medicine because it makes her gain weight. Okay, did I miss that? I told her family she needs her medicine. They told me I'm crazy. She doesn't need any medicines. I text messaged her, but they sent her saying it makes you fat or it makes you slur or you shouldn't take your meds or you just need something holistic. You don't need what the doctors say. Her family would have never said that shit to her. There's pictures of him with his mistress at a bar from this past week. OMG. OMG. Hold on. I got another one. Hold on a second. Let me go to my IG. I just closed it. This, you know what? There's snakes in the church. You know, just like they got hoes, they got snakes. They got hoes, they have snakes. Let me go here. Steve will do it. No, that's not the one. TikTok. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get this. I just want to, hold on. Let me stop. And I'm going to share. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Let me come back here. Let me stop sharing. Let me share again. Sweets, thank you so much. Yeah, women take sleeping pills. I'm just saying. But no, that's not true because my niece actually put a pillow over her head and she took her life.
We're not going to do an altar call today. Instead, I'm going to have you stand up and I'm going to make an announcement.
Wait a minute. You had to go to the church to do this?
I just want to let you know that I'm alive and well, and life's been kind of crazy the couple past weeks, months, years.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina.
I just wanted to share that my heart and my prayer is that
the
church would stay strong, that y'all would stick together because the church is God's people.
With the K.
It's not a man. It's not a person.
He preached the whole
it's not me.
sermon first.
It's God's people.
My request to you is that you will continue to come to church.
You're local. MBW, I can drop the link if you want to come up. You don't have to show your face.
Don't worry about the church. My break may be a few days, a few weeks. I don't know.
I can't wait to worship again.
Oh my God.
With everybody. But for now, I'm just worshiping with me and Jesus.
Oh my God. Yep. That's all I'm going to say is, yep. So he's putting out this narrative He said nobody believed him. Nobody understood mental illness. She was diagnosed by the doctors for the past 7 years as, I don't believe you. Her family didn't know about this. The Keene family said someone needs to look into this. They said somebody said he was torn up. Okay, Pastor Miller, Randall, whoever ran, said he was torn up when he got the news. I was with him on Saturday night when he received the news, very, very torn up over it. But you go to church in the morning, preach a sermon, and then announce that your wife is deceased. Get the fuck out of here. He said the same people that are lying and saying he mistreated his wife, even the family members. But you were just seen with your mistress. Randall said the rumors online that the pastor had already started dating are not true. MBW, did you just say that he was seen out with his obituary? The obituary is creepy too. Oh, damn. I'm going to drop the link. If you want to come up, I will drop the link. You don't have to show your face. You can just give us a rundown on this. I'm reading, this is a long ass article that they wrote on this man. And this is in the Christian press. Pastor Miller had promised to answer additional questions from the Christian press, but noted that after talking with his attorney, he was advised not to speak further because he was getting death threats. Okay. All right. Okay. He was getting death threats. Oh my God. He was getting, let me go see, can I find her obituary? Because, you know, I normally have people that send me obituaries, but let me see if I can find her obituary. Micah Miller, hold on. Obituary. Let me see what this is. Okay, I have it. Assassinino. Good morning, Assassinino. Okay, so I have the obituary. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Micah Miller obituary. Let me put it up on the screen. Hold on. Ooh, Lord. Let me share this. See, you can find all kinds of shit. Seriously. You can find all kinds of stuff. All you got to do is just type it. So young and beautiful. Yes. This is Micah Miller's obituary. 30 years old. Born March 7th. What the hell is this? Oh, that's them. Born March 7th, 1994. Oh, damn, I missed the ad. Hi, Winnie's mom. Happy Saturday, and thank you for the super chat. Micah, I see a Miller, and she died April 27, 2024. It says she was survived by her husband, the bitch, and stepchildren, Logan, Zachary, Eli, Asher, Sila, and one brother. So she had no kids of her own. Hashtag Micah Miller. Yes, okay. Let me, hold on a second. I'm a hashtag Micah Miller. Hold on, let me hashtag Micah Miller. Hold on. I got to hashtag a lot of stuff. Hold on, guys, I'm coming. Hold on. Hashtag Micah Miller. Hashtag Suzanne Morphew. Hashtag Barry Morphew. And then hashtag Shayna Feinman. Wait a minute. What is it? Fine. I think that's it. Okay, if not, I'm gonna have to fix her name. Okay, I'll fix it. I have to thank you, sweet. And okay, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely. Okay, so here we go. So Micah was energetic, affirming, adventurous, faithful, loving, giving, forgiving. talented, joyous, creative, assertive, bold, determined, authoritative, passionate, hardworking, and a risk taker, and so much more. Does that sound like a woman that's going to K herself? Does that sound like a woman that's going to K herself? MBW, I dropped the link. If you want to come up, I think I dropped the link. If you want to come up, you don't have to show me your face, okay? I thought I dropped the link. Did I drop the link? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Let's see. Micah loved her little dog. Wait a minute. She and JP have been friends since 2009, married in 2017. So that's when they were cheating on their spouses, and spent almost every single day and night together. Really? They're married. Why wouldn't they spend every night together? Got you. Or the day when he's like, okay. Micah loved her little dog, Loki. She loved doing outdoor activities like waterfall rappelling, hiking, skydiving, running, and going to the beach. Micah would take on any challenge, even if it was being a vegan for an entire year. Does this sound like this woman committed S? Micah was a great stepmother, an amazing wife, and helpmate. She helped Pastor blah blah with the church every way. Micah was the worship leader, graphics designer, youth leader, women's ministry leader, and the pastor's assistant. I wouldn't trust his ass either, but I see he would still manage to cheat. And she did all of this with the utmost integrity and faithfulness. Micah made the greatest efforts to always be the best wife she could be. Let's go back. Where's David Mescovich's wife again? She truly served Jesus and her husband with all of her heart. She would praise her husband after every church service, telling him he was the best preacher in the world, even if it wasn't true. How is this about, excuse me, who put this in? Who wrote this obituary? Was it him? Was it him? Because now you're bragging on yourself. She also told him he was the funniest preacher in the world, even though that wasn't true either. Micah loved her family so much, she looked forward to every text from her father or brother. So why in the hell would she K herself? She sought every opportunity to pour into her sisters. There were thousands of nights that she would pray out loud for God to always bless and take care of her family. They were constantly on her mind. So were they on her mind when she put the gun up there and committed? Okay. Micah wanted more than anything for each member of her family to serve Jesus continually. Micah loved her ice bath, nice car. Wait a minute. Nice car, sauna, house, etc. But more than anything on earth was her desire to see people come to Jesus. All right. I've heard enough. I've read enough. Oh my God, he did it. He did it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, guys, seriously. Am I crazy? Who puts this shit in an obituary? Micah loved her ice bath, nice car, her house, etc. Who puts that in an obituary when right at the top you were saying, you made this woman sound materialistic. You made her sound materialistic. I'm going to do tomorrow, we're going to have a sermon. We will have a sermon on Pastor John Paul Miller, the killer. I'm sorry. That was a good one. Sorry. We're going to do a sermon on Pastor John Miller of Myrtle Beach. Okay, so let me see. How many stepchildren did she have? She was 30. How old was Pastor Miller? Because he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 kids. Heidi, did you see my comments? Hold on a second. Hold on. Did I see your comments in my chat? He preached the sermon and even boasted about himself during the sermon, and then he made the announcement, I would have closed the church down. He did it. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He is even boasting about himself in her obituary. He is boasting about himself in the obituary. I need the picture of him and his mistress. I need that picture if anybody has it. I need you to send it to me on IG. Tomorrow we will discuss further about Micah Miller and Pastor John Miller. Oh, she's at a graduation. I'm sorry. MBW, tomorrow. Are you free tomorrow? If you can come on tomorrow, you tell me what time, and that's when we're going to do the live. Because I want to hear what you have to say and what's going on in North Carolina, well, South Carolina, North Carolina. I want to hear this. She's at a graduation. I'm sorry. Or she. I can't see the avatar. You let me know tomorrow what time, and I will schedule that live. And we're going to discuss John Paul Miller. He was cheating. Wait a minute. Who is going? She would praise. Hold on. Let me just highlight this. She would praise her husband after every church service, telling him he was the best preacher in the world, even if it wasn't true. She also told him he was the funniest preacher in the world, even though that wasn't true. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then Micah loved her ice bath, her nice car, a sauna, her house, etc. Okay, now Micah, who suffered from schizophrenia and bipolar and everything else, she was energetic, affirming, adventurous, faithful, loving, giving, forgiving, talented, joyous, creative, assertive, bold, determined, authoritative, passionate, hardworking, and a risk taker, and so much more. Is this the woman? Does that sound like a woman who would take her life? Her family is defending her. Her sister put something on Facebook. And I'm going to have to reach out to her sister. Well, tomorrow is a bad day because they're having her sermon tomorrow. But her sister put something on Facebook and saying, stop listening to stuff that's going around on the internet. If you want information about her, come to them. Because he's the one that's putting all of this out. Sweet, oh my God. Oh my God. This is horrible. Okay, we have this. If I knew how to cut this damn video, I would just make that just about her. I need to trim it just about her and put it on a new video. I'll do that later on, but he is a liar. He's a liar. He's a cheat, and he's a no good, dirty scoundrel. He's a sheep sitting on a pulpit. He's a snake. He's like a priest that diddles with little boys, Boy Scout, except for he is getting his dick wet with other parishioners. Okay. Just like he cheated with her. They were both married. I see she doesn't have any of her own kids. She's 30 years old. I need to find out what Micah did besides working with the pastor. She didn't have any kids. He had 5. Tomorrow evening. Okay, hold on. I'm going to give you my email address. Hold on. You let me know what time tomorrow, and I will definitely do this live tomorrow. Let me give you my email address. There you go. Send me yes, and we can discuss this. I need to know a little bit more about Mr. Miller. So I will be looking to see, but he cheated with her. He was married. She was married. He lost congregants because of the cheating scandal that happens in most churches. Now they're married. He found another flavor of the month. He found another flavor. And I said, if you cheat with the man, however you got him, that's how you're going to lose him. I've always said that. Whether it's a man or a woman that's cheating, however you got into that relationship, that is how that relationship is going to end. Or it ends up like it did with Micah. So anyway, oh my God, this is, whoo. What's your email? I'll send you. I just put the email in there. Where her family, I'm gonna go back and read what her sister. Well, I read what her sister was saying, but I'm gonna go look at her post on Facebook and everything else. So there's also something else I wanted to talk about. So, before I get out of here, I was in a Facebook group for Sebastian Rogers. Okay. There is so much BS being put into that group. I actually left. Good morning, Black Widow channel. Okay. Good morning. There's a lot of innuendos in there. There's a lot of information that's not true, that's not being vetted, that's put out. And unless you're going to speak on the fact of something that you know, and the police are probably not giving out a whole bunch of information, why are you putting out this information? Now the information is saying that Katie's mom took Sebastian, and Katie's mom is she's a sex offender, the mom and the sister. Now, I understand that they have registered sex offenders in their family, but you're saying that they've taken this young man and they're using him as a sex slave. When that was put into that chat, that was it for me. I had to go. I wish everybody that's out here looking for this young man keep into account that there's a 15-year-old young man missing. Stop putting out misinformation. Stop doing shit for clicks and views. It is a mess. I think it's called Mysterious Disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. I'm in another Facebook group, which I haven't went in there to check to see what they're saying. Stop putting out that information. If you have legitimate tips, you go to TBI or you call your local authority. But stop putting shit out that gets people hurt. Stop putting stuff out there like that. Okay. Thank you guys. I've enjoyed you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Crazy Cat Mama, for the $1.99 for the lion that did it. Thank you, Winnie's mom. I really appreciate the $10. Happy Saturday. Now, guys, tomorrow we will be live. Again, it's Grifting Sunday. I don't know what we're grifting for tomorrow, but we'll come up with something. You know, it's you're putting together extra clothes, right? It does take, so when I go in and I do a story, like when I get off here, I'm going to start researching Pastor John. Okay. I'm going to research him. I'm going to look into her sister's Facebook page and see what they have there. So when I come in, I have facts. I make notes on everything. When does evil Stephen Stern go to court? Well, he refused to go to court for his new charges. I need to look and see. I need to follow up on that. Thank you for reminding me of that. But they're not, they haven't released anything about her autopsy, and I doubt they will anytime soon because the investigation is still ongoing in the Madeline Soto's case. And when that press conference they held said that the investigation is still ongoing and they're still looking, that to me, the mother is either going to be sitting next to him or at a separate trial, or she's going to be testifying against him. It's going to be her choice. They might offer her some kind of deal. Oh my God, I just missed another commercial. I'm sorry. I'm over them not making him appear. Okay, unlike other countries, you have the right. You have the right not to appear. You don't have to be in court. Now, what's the rapper's name who didn't go for his whole trial, but the day of his sentencing, the judge ordered him to be in court? Lynn, thank you for the $9.99. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But again, you know, if you put out facts, I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind. But when I'm reading in this group and I was like, what the hell am I reading here? So the grandmother and the auntie kidnapped the young man, and then now they're using him as a sex. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. So anyway, I'm going to go. I appreciate each and every one of you. Tomorrow, let's see when I get the email from MBW to see what time she's going to be here. I cannot tell. Is that avatar a male or a female? I can't see. It's so small. The black, and guys, check out the Black Widow channel. She's gardening and everything. I got to plant some. It's kind of late to do jalapenos, but I like to have I like to grow my own jalapenos. I really do. And whether I get 2 or 3, I like ghost peppers too. I don't care. Scotland, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Marcia E, where are you, Marcia? Has Marcia gone? Has Marcia gone? I needed to give Marcia. I'll get her tomorrow if she's here. But anyway, I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sweet, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Guys, check out Sweets and Beyond's channel. She's doing cooking and good. Dirty Bitch, if you're still here, I don't know if you're going live today, but I will be there to support you. I don't know how long I can stay. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait. Cooch, you want to come up? I can drop the link for you, Cooch, if you want to come up. Hold on a second. How do you prepare your steaks inside? I do my steaks medium. Medium. Matter of fact, I have a steak right now that is being that I'm marinating. So I have an inside grill. Okay, so I don't have to put them in the oven. I have an inside grill, and then you have the temperature thing on it. So I normally cook it at 300, and I leave it on one side for like 5 minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on how thick the steak is. And then I flip it over, and I do the same amount of time. And that's how I like my steak pink all the way through. I like it pink all the way through. That's how I do my steak. So yesterday, I was too lazy to go to the store. So I had some groceries ordered, and I ordered a few more steaks. Today, I really need to go to the meat market, and I need to go and get my steaks. But that's how I do my steaks, pink all the way through. And you'll tell on the outside of the steak bone, because you know when you see it's pink, when the outside of that steak bone gets like a darkish gray color, you'll actually know that your steak is ready. Now I do. And I love that grill. If you guys saw my grill, I bought that grill about 3 years ago. I didn't get the George Foreman grill. I bought an actual grill, a smokeless grill. And it sits on my countertop. And that's what I do my steaks on. I do my salmon on it sometimes. Sometimes I do my chicken breast on it. And it keeps the juices locked in. So unlike putting it in the oven and drying your steak out, yeah, I do it on the grill. All right, and then sometimes I actually put it in a cast iron skillet with the garlic butter sauce, and I sear it. That's what I do if I do the Wago beef. Hey, Heidi in chat. Hi, Snuggle Bunny. Oh, no. It's you can look on Amazon for an indoor grill. I did not do the George Foreman. If you look on, if you look on my videos, you'll see the grill that I have. You will actually see the grill that I have. Now, I actually have, I have two, what do you call it? The fryers, whatever. I have two of those. I have a huge one that I am going to donate. Yeah, he could have. No, it's not the Ninja grill. It's the General Electric grill. I can tell you that. It's red. No, it doesn't. It plugs in. It plugs in. No, it plugs in. I mean, it has a cord on it, and you plug it in. I didn't do the Ninja grill. It's the General Electric. Yeah, I used to put, I like my steaks. I used to put it in the oven on broil, but then, if you're not paying attention, one side is it. So I got the grill. And if you really want to do it right, you can put it in a cast iron skillet or just any skillet that can handle the heat. And I used to put like garlic butter sometimes, and I just sear it and let it. That's what I do with the Wago beef. Let me see. We're opposing the pool. We're opening the pool today. My husband is getting on my nerves. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, you have a toaster oven. I'll take a picture of my grill and I'll put it on my community tab. But that's the grill. But it should be on there because the steak is on the grill. Matter of fact, when I grill my steak today, I will take a picture of it and I'll show you. Okay, so yes, so tomorrow we will be discussing Micah Miller. Definitely. Did the pastor do it? Matter of fact, that's my title. Did the pastor do it? I love a cast iron skillet with butter. Yes. And I always grill my serrano peppers the same time I'm grilling my steak. And sometimes I'll put like, I cut an onion up and I make it thick and then put it on there too. Cooch, you're getting privilege, girl. You're getting privilege. You'll be eating those steaks now. You're privileged, Cooch. But I thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I am really, sometimes it gets really disheartening to hear the stuff that's going on. So he had 5 kids. The congregation didn't care about the divorce. He was talking about his greedy ass in the obit. Yes, he was, Marcia. Yes, he was, Marcia. Yes. So we got to stop being, ooh, sweets. Okay, I see you sent me something else. Oh, thank you, sweetie. So anyway, I will be back tomorrow. See, now I feel energized. I have something I can sink my teeth into. Thank you so much, Tina. Guys, I appreciate each and every. It's Saturday. Here it's kind of cloudy. And the temperature, I don't know what. Alexa, what's the temperature? Oh, it's 53. It's going to be 71 today. Oh my God, we're in the 70s, which we were there one time, and then we had the hailstorm. We normally don't get summer here till like August. Thank you for coming. Thank you all. I really, really appreciate it. And did you get a divorce or did something happen to her? She didn't get a divorce. Well, she got a divorce from her first husband. He got a divorce from his first wife, and then they married each other. So she committed, allegedly, she committed S. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And thank you all. Oh, smash the like button, guys. Please, please. Oh, wait a minute. I have 32 likes. We can do better than that. We have 32 likes. We can definitely do better than that. She had filed for divorce, and then she pulled it back. And then in February, or was it March, he filed. We'll get into it tomorrow. We'll get into it tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Love you. I need to do more research, and this is what I'm going to spend my day on as I'm grilling my steak, okay? I don't have asparagus. I feel like asparagus today, and I have broccoli. I have cauliflower. I don't have any roasted, but I can roast my own red potatoes. But I do have red potatoes. I need to get asparagus, so damn, I'm going to have to put clothes on and go to the store. I've gotten lazy. I don't even want to leave my house sometimes right now. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. You ain't cooking shit today. You're by the pool. You need to barbecue. And that, I'm going to tell you what. I love hamburgers on the grill. I love to grill hamburgers. And when I grilled, now when Kayla was here, Kayla liked bacon. So I would put the bacon in the oven. She likes bacon. She likes avocado, and she likes sometimes the only cheese she likes is the cheddar cheese, but it's the deli cheese. Scotland, thank you. Yes, be here for Grifting Sunday. We're grifting tomorrow. Come with your pockets full. 99 cents, 50 cents, $1. Yes. So it's the way that you have. I remember when I was in Virginia, they used to boil their chicken and put it on the grill. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, that's the fastest way to cook it. I said, you're taking the flavor out of it. They would boil their ribs. I'm like, oh no, you guys don't know how to grill. So then I would go over and grill. Yeah, I ain't boiling shit. Oh yeah, we're doing the church building fund. The church building fund is low. Okay, the fund is low, so we'll think of something. Wait a minute. The last thing I put on my indoor grill before I tossed it was a cat. Oh, you're smoking a chicken today. I buy smoked chicken online from Jacobs in Louisiana, and it's shipped. That's what I want to do when I get my gumbo. Oh, damn, your legs. Lynn. Hi, William. Oh, I got my potato. Okay, Crazy Cat Mama, did you make the potato salad or did you buy the potato salad? See, I make my potato salad. And Gwen said that salad looks delicious. I make my potato salad. Okay, which means, I gotta order my blue plate mayonnaise from Amazon. Shit. I got to do that while I'm thinking about it. I'm out of mayo, and the only mayo I use is blue plate mayonnaise, and I order it from Amazon because it's out of Louisiana. So Stephen Stern's arraignment on Monday for Madeline Soto's murder charge has been moved. It's been canceled. So he will not be in court on Monday. Okay, I'm going to Amazon now so I can order that shit while I'm remembering. You made your own. Heidi, I know you can cook, but go ahead. Go head to head with my potatoes. Oh, girl, don't start. Don't start. Every time we go, they always want me to make potato salad and gumbo. Oh, no, I want my sister. Yeah, that's a lot, especially when you got Thanksgiving or Christmas and you got all these people over. That's a lot of damn potatoes that I have to peel. Okay? So that's a lot of potatoes that I have to peel. So anyway, I am going. What the? I don't want Amazon. Oh God. All right. I gotta go. I gotta go order my blue plate so to be here on Monday. I'm in it. So have a great day, guys. I really appreciate it. Crazy Cat Mama, you can call me. I'm getting off. Love you guys. Have a great Saturday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.